What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Morning Brew podcast. I'm your host, Kayla, and boy, do I have a treat for you this week. Today, I've got Matt Blitzer of the band Superet, and he's doing the first ever live performance on the show of a song off of his new album. The song is called Cargo Pants, and it is one of my favorites for sure. This was so fun to record, and I just can't wait to share it with you. So without further ado, here is Matt. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you. Do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
My name is Matt Blitzer, and my project is called Superet, and I'm here with Kayla to talk about all of it. Let's talk about all of it.
I'm so excited. And you're actually going to be doing the first ever live performance on the show. Super excited about it. Do you want to introduce the song that you're singing, and then we can discuss it a little bit more after as well?
Sure. I'm going to play a song that just came out called Cargo Pants. And I will say, it's not too early. It's 11 a.m., but there's a couple notes in there that are like after lunch notes. You know what I mean? And I played a show last night, so I'm a little tired, but I think I did my warm-ups before we started here, so I'll do my best.
No pressure. There's no pressure.
I've never done like a Zoom song. This is a very intimate, but also like totally not intimate. So, it's like, okay. Can you hear this all right?
Yes.
Okay, this one's for you, Kayla.
Oh, I'm so appreciative. Okay, the floor is yours, Matt.
Okay, this is Cargo Pants. Staring into the garbage, hot tears in my eyes. Cold cuts and cabbage decomposing in the light. Ants like a highway through a bottle of wine. A strawberry sundae someone left behind. If I could only throw it away, the pain that you caused me, garbage day. I'd take out the heartbreak with the plastic and rot. Forget you were with him, but all that I've got are his cargo pants, bear his friends, written right there on the tag. They were in your bag, I just happened to check. What a thing to forget, should've thrown them away. Should I make you wear them every day, till the pockets are torn and the wasteland's warm? Will a broken heart ever start to decay? Well, love is a landfill, pretty word to sing. Love is an oil spill sticking to a wing. If I could only throw it away, not just a memory, the whole Champs-Elysees. The moment he saw you and asked for your name, the feeling I can't help but love you either way. I'd take out the heartbreak with the plastic and rot. Forget you were with him, but all that I've got are his cargo pants, bear his friends, written right there on the tag. They were in your bag, I just happened to check. What a thing to forget, should I throw them away? Should I make you wear them every day, till the pockets are torn and the wasteland's warm? Will a broken heart ever start? What a thing to forget. Na 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 na. What a thing to forget. What a thing to forget. I kind of blacked out.
No, that was so incredible.
Thanks.
Thank you for
we got
doing
through
that.
it before 12 o'clock.
Incredible. Once again, that's Superet's latest song, Cargo Pants.
Thank you. Thank
Amazing. So I need to know, how did you manage to write such a romantic song about garbage?
you. Well, it's loosely based on reality. I think I've said to friends before that, like, if Cargo Pants sounds like an idea for a song that you couldn't make up, it's because I didn't make it up. But the song is like, to me, the pants are really a metaphor for like, yeah, it's essentially throughout the whole song. I'm trying to get rid of these pants, right? And I'm trying to decide whether I should keep them or get rid of them, or make this person wear them, or I should wear them, But the idea really is about things that occur in one's life that require you to process through them, And it's kind of this in the song. I wanted to write a song that held space for that moment of realizing, okay, I may be able to throw away this material thing, but it's not going to change anything. I actually have to deal with the reality of the situation. And in that song, it's sort of like just before making the decision to be like, okay, I'm going to just embrace the chaos of this moment and this kind of like tragic event that's happened and be like, okay, I'm going to throw the pants away, but I think there's a lot more that I'm not going to be able to throw away, and I'm going to just try to figure out how to process through it. So
I love that.
That's basically what this song is about, and I think it turned out pretty good. I think it's like my favorite song I ever wrote.
I really like it. It's super good.
It's really, and it's fun to sing, and it also has it has a lot of French themes in it, like not only in the lyrics, obviously, but the music too has I was listening to a lot of Serge Gainsbourg and like French composers, and I actually happened to be I was in Paris.
Were you actually?
While I was finishing it at one point. Yeah, we were on
That's incredible.
Yeah, my wife was on a work trip and I joined her, and I was sitting I wrote most of the lyrics sitting at a cafe in Paris. It was
this is so aesthetic for you.
It was very cheesy and romantic and cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And so this is one of 4 songs off of the Cargo Pants EP. Do you want to break those down? Should we get into it? Sure. Yeah. Okay. Tell me more about Was I on Your Mind?
Was I on Your Mind is so have you ever heard of this relationship therapist named Esther Perel?
I have not.
She has an amazing podcast, and she also has a few books that are incredible. One of them is called Mating in Captivity, and the other one is called The State of Affairs.
Okay.
And they both explore the first one I mentioned, Mating in Captivity, sort of explores just relationships in general. But the beginning of it, there's she touches on infidelity. And I think that when she was getting a response from the book, there were a lot of people who really wanted to hear more stories about infidelity. And so she wrote this other book called The State of Affairs. And it's really an amazing just exploration of all the nuances of this super icky topic that everyone it's so hard to talk about. There's no language for it, but it's so common. And the way that we sort of whether it's I feel like we're really just diving into this, but whether it's emotional or sexual, monogamy, whatever it is, any type, these commitments that we make to each other on so many different levels. There's gray areas when it comes to trespassing and when it comes to like betraying, like different betrayals that happen in every relationship that like, obviously when cheating happens, it's like, it's really like blatant and like intense. But she writes about this the early stages of that, which she calls the crisis phase. So Was I on Your Mind is like the fucking, sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse.
Yes, go ahead.
It's like the crisis phase, right? And that sort of sets up the whole album. So basically the first 4 songs that have come out, they're the first 4 songs on the record. And the record is 11 songs. And so the first half especially really sets up, I might be giving a little bit away here, but it really sets up this kind of like, it's like my Lemonade, like Beyonce's Lemonade. Did you listen to that record?
Yeah.
But it changes. The songs that are gonna start to come out, it takes a little bit of a turn. It's not just like a shame bucket album. It really, my goal with it was to really try to explore partnership and try to zoom out and try to give as much perspective from 2 different people's experience going through like a really difficult time in the context of a bunch of songs that sort of like toe the line of being almost musical theater at times. So I'm getting away from the song. Was I on Your Mind is the crisis, like freak out, like total chaos, interrogating this person, just being like, oh my God, like, okay, I'm going to put you in the hot seat and ask you every awful, uncomfortable question.
I see it. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some lines in there that it's interesting seeing some people that I've shared it with have been like, whoa, that made me pretty uncomfortable. But this is the thing that's it's kind of nice to like perform this music, which I feel like is quite confrontational. It's really personal, and this is what I love about music in general. It creates a safe space for people to explore challenging ideas. But that one's definitely the most confrontational song probably on the record.
I really like that. I like breaking down those kind of barriers of taboo topics and making people think about things.
Yeah, I've played a few shows now, and it's always like it's opened up some forums for some like really cool conversations with people afterwards. And I think that like when you get on stage and start singing about this kind of stuff, and it helps. I don't know. I feel like people are like, oh, if you're on stage singing about this, then like it's safe to have a conversation about it. You know what I mean? And maybe other people share their experience, and it's really relatable, and it makes it a little bit less like icky, I guess.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. And you released the video for that song on Valentine's Day, seemingly very strategically. So I just wanted to know, why did you pick that day to release?
I think just for the sake of being cheeky, I think. It just seemed kind of like clever because obviously Valentine's Day is a day about relationships, so I thought that would be a funny thing to happen.
No, I love that. So another song, The Stars Don't Give a Shit, seems very grand and very orchestral. When you're writing these songs, do you have a vision and a vibe that you're trying to capture?
Definitely. So I wanted to write songs, first of all, that were like very direct lyrically, that you could almost like read them to someone and there'd be something to grab onto, some sort of a story in each song. And so that was first thing. Then I wanted them to be structured in such a way that if I were to perform them like very stripped down, there would still be something, And then I was like, but I also want them to be strong enough so that if I had brought in like a big orchestral thing, it wouldn't get in the way of the songwriting. So that was the goal, which was a lofty goal. And it took me like 2.5 years to finish the whole process. But The Stars Don't Give a Shit was the first one I think that had that really like, I was like, okay, this is going to be a really good example of a song that could use that kind of lush orchestral arrangement, which that one in particular, I brought in a really good friend of mine. His name is Andrew Rowan. He's like an incredible orchestrator, composer, and he helped me with the string arrangement on that, which is like, he did such a good job of, it's just so gorgeous and so like classic Hollywood cinematic sounding.
Totally. You really captured like such a vibe there. I don't even know how to describe it, but when I was listening to the EP, I'm like, I am watching a movie play out in my head for sure. I was like, this is so crazy.
Yeah, I'm really excited and stoked about that one too. But I tried my best to be also as conscious as possible to make sure that it didn't just feel like totally like derivative and then it was like a carbon copy of something like of that era. I always was like, okay, but we gotta have like some like kind of like fuzzy wah guitars in there to kind of make it feel. And I was like, I feel like if you were to hear a song where it would be more, normal at that time period for lots of orchestral arrangements, like the lyric, especially the first line, has to be like different. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, so I was like, everybody knows the stars don't give a shit. It's like, I don't think that. I think that feels like it kind of throws the whole thing off kilter a little bit in a good way. So that was the other restriction. It was like, okay, let's lean into all these things that I'm really excited about discovering musically, but then try to find a way to just make it feel like it's aware of itself. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, we know that we're doing like a thing, and then there's a little bit of something. There always had to be something in there, whether it was the lyric or the vocal performance, that would make it feel like just a little bit more like me,
Yeah, no, I get that. One of the kind of genius lyrics from that song is, I'm not getting any cosmic consolations. What do you think constitutes a consolation on a cosmic scale?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What do I think? Anything. I think that the thing that the singer is looking for in that song is just any kind of a sign. It's like any sort of signal that they are going in the right direction, or that their instinct is right. And at that point in the song, the singer's almost, it's funny I'm saying this is very cheesy. I'm singing, the singer is thinking, okay, I'm not getting any cosmic consolations. I also thought that was like, it kind of sounds like constellations.
Exactly, it's so cool.
So I was like, oh, that kind of works. But what would it be? Just like I just keep saying it's like the voice of James Earl Jones just like booming down from the sky, being like, Simba. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Listen to your heart. You know what I mean?
It definitely probably varies by whoever is listening or singing it, for sure. But I just thought that was really interesting.
Thanks. I like that line a lot too. There's a few in there that I was like, wow, that was pretty clever, Matt. A little pat on the back.
Yeah, no, I heard that one and I was like, ooh, I like that one.
That's cool. Yeah, but in the end, I think the consolation prize is, because like, what do you get? A consolation prize is like, you lost, but like, we'll give you something just for being here. But I think in that song, like, I think that the singer walks away from it going, I feel like I didn't get anything out of this. But in actuality, it's like, okay, no, maybe I just need to listen to myself. And in a weird way, that's like the message that maybe the universe gave in its own subtle way, So that's probably the consolation, which, yeah, I think is pretty good.
That's great. Let's talk about Jerks as well. I'm excited to hear how that song came about.
So actually last night I played a show at this recording studio that we made most of the record at. It was like a very small, intimate thing. There was like 30 people there, and most of them were my friends. And that song is about a real night. It's about a real night. So Laura, who sings on that song, she's one of my oldest friends. It's not about her, but she was there that night because this took place at her house. She used to live in this house.
This is crazy.
in Filipino town.
Okay.
Which is like near Echo Park, downtown Los Angeles area, like right in between. And she had this big house that like a bunch of people lived in, and they would throw these shows. And so this was about 10 years ago. Anyway, so last night we were singing the song together, and that night there's a line in that song. It's like I was in the band, and the band that I was in was this band called Harriet that I played guitar in, and my friend Alex, who was the singer of that band, was at the show too. So I kind of like had this moment where he was sitting there and Laura and I were singing it, and then like I was like, oh wait, this was at Laura's house, and like remember Alex, we were playing the show, and then like there was 3 or 4 other people that were like, oh, we were there that night too. Oh my god. So very true. But the inspiration for that was have you ever seen When Harry Met Sally?
I actually haven't, but
Oh
I
my
need
God,
to.
it's so good.
I know, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's so good. It's classic rom-com. But basically, like throughout the whole movie, it's about these 2 people they meet. And they have this kind of rocky on and off thing. They don't really like each other, then they become friends, and then time passes, and they run into each other. And spoiler, by the end, like they end up together. But throughout the whole movie, they have these little interviews throughout the movie of older couples sitting on a couch together, just like to camera, describing how they met, or and then they're like, it was like this, or no, it was like that, or it was like, they're just really like, and each couple is so specific and funny. And I was watching that because as I was trying to kind of like move out of this crisis phase and like try to figure out what's the next thing, it's like, okay, well, what if we go back in time and try to like remember how this all started? You know what I mean? Because I felt like at this point in the record, it was like, okay, I'm trying to think about, like, as a listener, we got to care about this relationship. You know what I mean? We can't just be like on this like rage thing. We have to figure out, I wanted to write something that would be like, okay, give some context. I was watching When Harry Met Sally, and there's these interviews, and they're like bickering about how they met, and I was like, it kind of reminds me also of like how my partner and I like tell our story. Like I was like, oh my gosh, this would be a great idea for a song. So I started writing it, and like I found some cool chords that felt fun and like exciting, like anything's possible. Like these like I was like, oh, that's fun. But then I was like, oh, it should be a duet. So I sang, which took me forever. That song took me like a year and a half to finish.
Wow.
It was so like, okay, I like this idea that it's like a conversation, but like, where is it going? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like about halfway through the song, I was like, oh crap, like, how am I going to figure out how to finish this? And I had a bunch of different versions. There was like, at one point, there was a storyline where like they go to see a psychic, and like the psychic tells them this stuff. It just kind of kept like vanishing off, and it just kept just like going on. And I was like, okay, I got to figure this out. Oh, and then also I was recording it. I made a demo of it, and I didn't have anybody to sing it with yet. So I was singing both the parts, and I split them left and right so you could like hear them on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, but then Laura Anderson, one of my oldest friends and an amazing singer and songwriter, she came over, and it was like I was working in such isolation in this room. Like I spent, this is one thing, next time I make a record, I gotta bring some more people into it and do it a little different. I was like going crazy just trying to make this thing and like prove something to myself. But I brought Laura over, and then it just clicked, and I was like, oh, jerks, we're both jerks. Like at the end, it was like, just bring the line back from the beginning. Oh, are you still into jerks like me? Yeah. So that's how that song came together, and it's one of my favorite ones. And it's
The
so fun.
follow-up question. Matt Blitzer, are you a jerk?
I think that I can be.
I think we all can be.
I think we all can be. Yeah. And I also think that song. So the other thing that I like about that song is that one thing that's great about those interviews and When Harry Met Sally is that there's a little bit of like shit talkiness. Mm-hmm. And in the song, they're kind of like, you were so this way then, and it's like, what do you mean? I was just trying to, and they're like, yeah, but there's almost like a sense of pride that it's like if we're able to tell our story and be like, it's kind of like a badge of honor to be like, we've made it through a lot, so we can like kind of recall our story and kind of poke at each other in this way that's like, I really know you. You know what I mean? And we really know each other. So yeah, But yes, I think that everyone can be a jerk. And I also think that that's also that's kind of a funny way to describe the themes of the whole record, I think, is that it's like, okay, so we start off with this really intense sort of trespassing on on a relationship. There's like a really scary thing that happens, but then it's like, okay, but what led us there, you know? And like in what ways have there been betrayals that have happened from both parties? When the next songs start to come out, it's when the narrative of the record starts to shift. You start to go, I don't know if I can totally trust the person who's singing now, you know, a little bit of like an unreliable narrator sort of thing. So, yeah.
I like where this is going. So you mentioned you have an album coming out soon. What other little hints can you say anything about it, if anything?
So it is a continuation of the songs that have come out so far. And I'm trying to think of a good hint. There's a song that has tap dancing in it.
No way.
Yeah. There's a song that has tap dancing in it.
Oh my god, I'm such a whore for tap, Matt.
Really?
Yeah. I don't do it, but listening to it in songs, the beat is like very aesthetic to me.
It's so cool. It's so funny because I think it was actually like, well, to answer your question, there's some tap dancing, and that's all I'm going to say. There's some tap dancing, and
I'm very excited.
And it gets pretty theatrical, and I think that the story takes an interesting turn. So
so is this record intended to be listened to front to back in order to get the story that you're trying to tell? Okay.
Yeah, it's very much a concept
Note to listeners,
album.
Front to back. Yeah. Okay,
I
like that.
Album. Yeah.
I love a concept album so much.
Yeah.
Okay, how would you describe the vibe of this album in 3 words?
Oh my gosh, that's so hard. I would describe it as theatrical, orchestral, and personal.
I love it. I love it.
I guess that probably I could have done better. I should have thought about that. But yeah, I'd say that probably works for now.
Yeah, no, that totally works. I've met many people who, like myself, have found you through opening for IDK How. And the sound back then, as you mentioned, was very different. It sounded a little bit more retro, a little bit more funky. I am curious to know a little bit more what kind of story or message you were trying to get across back then as compared to what you're trying to convey now.
To me, it feels similar in a lot of ways. I always like to try to be kind of ambitious and like really try to like pull something off and see if or take a big swing and see if I can like land it. So I think that in terms of the intention of the music, I feel like that's kind of the connection. I still feel like it's coming from the same place of being like, okay, what happens if we really like try? And especially our show, it was a different show than I'm doing right now, but in the same way, it was very like, we're doing a show, we're really gonna do a show right now. But the message, I don't even know how I would describe it. I think that How to Work a Room was about, I always like to write about relationships. I like to write about people, and I think that I kind of you know what the difference is? I didn't really feel like I understood exactly what I was making as a whole until it was finished. So then I went, I feel like this is kind of like me. I thought that it was kind of about like trying to dance about your social anxiety. You know what I mean? Because I feel very much like when I'm on stage, I feel like my most valuable. And when I'm not on stage, sometimes I feel like I'm not enough, you know?
Lies.
And I think
you are enough.
That's how I thank you. But I feel like that sometimes. You know?
Get that. I feel like that too sometimes.
And for whatever reason, like putting myself on stage and having a bunch of people watch what I'm doing and pay attention, like makes me feel good. So I think that which is like some people would think that's crazy. Like my wife is always like, I can't believe that that's like your safe space. But I think that album, after we like finishing it, was that's what this is about. And actually, then all the the like little like robot voice things that happen throughout it, like that happened afterwards. I was like, what if we try to create like this? I like to try to make a narrative, clearly. So I feel like that was like my first attempt at that. and the results were super different from what this new thing is. And I feel like I love that record so much. I actually have been recently kind of reviewing all the music kind of as we've been releasing the new stuff. I've just been kind of like in the Superet Spotify thing, like moving stuff around and figuring out how to like get this Spotify algorithm to like me. But like as I've been doing that, I've been listening to a lot of the old music and being like, wow, this is like really cool. I'm also really excited about at some point like doing a show that has everything and figuring out how to like go back and forth between these new things that have a different feel and see where that'll be really exciting.
Let's bring that on tour to Austin so I can see that.
I would love to. So I don't know if that answers your question, but
I think it does. Yeah. Okay. And that kind of like effortlessly flows into the next one, because I feel like as people and as artists, we're all so bad at doing this. What are you most proud of right now?
Just in life?
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of this music, and I'm really proud of this music. And since the pandemic and like lots of things changing within the people that like have been parts of Superet changing, and I moved to a different city after the lockdown started, and like I kind of was in a really isolated place, and I was like trying to figure out how to begin again. And I mean, it feels obvious, but I'm really proud to be releasing music again that I feel like I think I gave more to this record than I've ever probably given to anything before. So I'm just genuinely excited for it to be something that I can share with people. And yeah, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the record.
I'm so excited to hear it. Pat on the back for yourself. How exciting.
Thank you.
So let's shift gears a little bit into some silly questions. One of your lyrics is, who do you think you are to make a wish upon a star? If you had one wish right now, what would you wish for?
I think I'd go on a surf trip. If I could somehow get a ticket to go on a surf trip. It's really funny. My wife was asking me, we were talking about this the other day, and she was like, if you had like suddenly money was no object, like what would be the first 3 things that you would do to treat yourself? And I was like, yeah, definitely surf trip.
That sounds like, where would you go? Where's your go-to surf spot? Oh, wow.
Indonesia.
Okay.
Get on a boat, eat some tacos, get barreled. Get tubed.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Wait. What about you?
Oh,
Can
dude,
I turn it around on you?
I would like to go to New Zealand and run in the Hobbiton half marathon.
Oh, that's amazing.
It like goes all through the Hobbit town, like the Shire, and you like do a little jump into like a lake, and then you swim to the other side, like to the shore, and you keep running, and then it ends at a pub, and there's like beer and I just so desperately crave to be in the forest on a grand adventure. So I would love to do that.
That sounds so cool. Did we talk about running at some point? Like
maybe.
I feel like you mentioned that maybe have you done a marathon before?
I've done one full marathon, and I've done a lot more half marathons.
Yeah, I did a marathon once too. I did a marathon right before COVID, and it was so hard.
I cried for the last like 6 miles.
Same.
I was
so
like, this is atrocious.
The last 6. Oh
that wall is so. I was expecting it, but I didn't expect it to hit that hard. Yeah. Old people were passing me. They cleaned up the course behind me. I said, wow, this is awful.
Yeah, it's so crazy. But
one day I'll try it again, but until then I'm going to stick to the halves.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever do it again. I still, when I run now, I still can feel I have like something happened when I did that. You know, like something happened to my IT band or something.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that Shire half marathon sounds amazing.
I think you should also come do it and add that to your wish list.
That sounds pretty good.
You could walk it and then get the beer at the end, and it'll be still fun.
That's so funny. Oh my God. I love that.
I think that's what I would do if I had that. Next question. Do you feel that cargo pants are superior to other pants? Why or why not?
In a functional way, yeah.
Okay, I would agree.
Because they've got lots of pockets.
Sure.
In an aesthetic way, no. They're not great. Although I do have a pair that I wear on. They're usually like my Sunday pants. I'm not wearing them this Sunday actually, but I probably should have.
I almost did, and then it was kind of hot, so I'm wearing shorts now. But
yeah.
I thought about it.
I think that on the right person, they're super cool, but on the wrong person, they're like really not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you have to like style them a certain way too. Like you can't just wear them.
Yeah, yeah. But I do think that they are superior in terms of the things you can put in them.
Okay, I would agree.
You've got lots of extra space for.
I love pockets, and especially as a girl who doesn't usually have much pocket space in girl pants,
Right.
I appreciate an extra pocket here and there.
Get some snacks in there.
I know, I could fit like a Nintendo DS in there, like unstoppable. Are you familiar with the M&M characters, like the ones with the faces on the candy?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. As much as the net.
Okay, sure, that's fair.
Yes. I don't know what their names are.
Do they have names?
I think they probably do, but I don't know.
I'm objectifying them. That's my bad. I didn't know they had names. Anyways, in your opinion, which M&M is the sexiest?
Ooh, isn't the yellow one like an almond one with like a? There's a red one and a yellow one.
There's a red one and a yellow one, and then
I don't know the other ones.
Oh man, wait. Okay, maybe.
For me, in my mind, it's just between the two. Which one's sexier?
Wait, swear there's because there's like a bunch. The current debate between my listeners is green versus brown.
Oh right, green.
Because the green one has legs, but the brown one is like kind of like sexy librarian a little bit. Okay, can you see them?
Yes. I mean, I feel like the green one is trying to be sexy, which
okay, picking up on the word trying.
You know,
trying
she's
too
like,
hard.
Or there, I don't know how this M&M identifies, but to be completely honest with you, I don't really think any of them are sexy. I don't really feel any sort of sexual attraction, but I think I would like to cuddle up with the yellow one.
Okay, that makes sense. Yellow is big spoon or little spoon in this context?
Little spoon.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a very, very unexpected question.
That one always catches people off guard. Okay, so the last question is, I've been doing artists asking artists. So the last guest on my show was the lovely Beth McCarthy, and she would like to know, what is the stupidest thing that you've done for someone hot?
Oh my gosh. Just like a ridiculous amount of driving, you know? One time there was somebody that lived like 8.5 hours away from me, and I used to just drive up, and I just felt like, looking back, I was just like, that was just so not worth the gas money.
That's so much gas.
I was like, I would go like every couple of weeks.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But that's not that bad. I wish I had a better one. I was just looking at like, have you heard the new Haim song?
No, which one?
It's called Relationships.
No, but I'm going to listen to it right after this.
It's so good. And I was looking at their TikTok, and they have like, the song is about, it's called Relationships, and the hook of the song is fucking relationships. And they have these TikTok videos of them like describing like stuff that they've done in relationships that it's like, oh God. And it was like, one of them posted something that was like, I wish that I had this answer. I think it was Esty. She was like, I gave the person that I was dating money to pay for their mom's surgery, but they just used it to go on vacation with some like other girl or something.
Oh my God.
Which that's pretty rough.
Yeah.
I'm glad that the worst thing I ever did was drive, a few hundred miles, like a little bit too often. I probably have a worse one. but I can't think of it. I'm not good at these kinds of things. You know, I wish I had a funnier one. Dang. What's the
No.
stupidest thing? What about you? Do you have one
The
offhand? What comes?
stupidest thing that I've done for someone hot. Um, I let my ex-partner give me a tattoo.
Oh, dang. Whoa.
Yeah, it's not bad, like in the sense of like it's not anybody's name, it's not anybody's face, and I liked the tattoo before we were dating, so I
Yeah.
don't look at the tattoo and go like ew, but like I did let them give me a tattoo in their apartment.
Is it like a stick and poke tattoo?
It is a stick and poke tattoo, and it's I don't know if you know from the It movies, Stephen King, but it says
Mm-hmm.
loser and then it's crossed out and it says lover with the V in red.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I've
Nice.
got that on my knee.
That's so funny. I have a stick and poke tattoo on my knee too, and it's
No
really
way.
stupid.
Wait, what's your? Is it a B?
Mine says, actually, I guess I know in a way I did this. Oh, not exactly. It says tennis.
Tennis. Tennis.
Yeah,
Tennis
don't know
knee.
why.
Tennis
Don't know
above
why.
knee. Well, it's not even a
It's
pun.
tennis. It says nope.
Oh my god, I thought you were gonna be like, oh, I'm the bee's knees or something.
No, no,
something.
it just says tennis. Well, I was like, my friend was like, "Oh, I want to get a tattoo," and I was like, "What do you want to get?" And he was like, "I'm gonna get tennis on my knee," but I'm scared to do it. And at the time, I was like, "I'll do it too, whatever." So now I have tennis on my knee for no reason. I mean,
Wow. Okay.
I do play tennis a little bit, but sorry, this has nothing to do with
No, a
anything.
little bit seems not enough to get a tattoo of tennis on your leg, but I also have so many silly things on me, I can't even judge.
My Instagram like algorithm is constantly showing me videos of people getting tattoos laser removed. And I wonder, I'm like, does it think that? But it's kind of right. I don't think I would do it. But sometimes I look at them and I'm like, wow, it was a different person that got those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is a question that you would like me to ask the next person that I talk to?
Mm. Ask them when the last time they called their mom was, and
Oh,
how was that conversation?
that's a good one, actually. And if they can't recall, is the answer call your mom?
Call your mom.
Call your mom. You heard it here first.
Call your mom or your dad, whoever's
Facts.
around.
Okay. And then lastly, where can people find you? Do you want to drop any socials? Are you doing anything cool soon? Any upcoming shows?
You can find me at Superet Music on the Instagram. I think that's my handle on pretty much everything. And I've got a new music video for Cargo Pants coming out in the next
Let's
couple of
go.
weeks. We're finishing editing it right now. And the next song will come out on April 7th is what it says in the calendar.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Perfect.
April 7th. There's going to be a new song and it's the title of the album.
Ooh, a big drop. Okay.
Yeah, and you'll see the album artwork when that happens too.
Oh, this is all very exciting.
I'm really excited.
I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Is this the one with the tap dancing or no?
No,
Okay. Then I
no,
will still be waiting for the tap dancing.
it's coming.
I can't wait.
Intermediate tap dancing. I'm not that good. I didn't get to tell you my tap dancing story. How that.
Oh, please do. Are you going to be tap dancing at shows in the future?
Yeah, yeah. I've been
Oh my
tap
God, this is
dancing at the
awesome.
shows. Yeah. Yeah, I've been tap dancing at the shows. When I was working on the record, I was watching like movie musicals and stuff, and I was watching all these Gene Kelly movies. I was like, oh, I should learn how to tap dance. And I used to get my hair cut by the same guy for like 10 years. Shout out to Colin. But at a certain point, I moved, he was too far away, so I went to the person that my wife goes to, who's closer, and when we were getting to know each other, talking, and I was sitting in the chair or whatever, getting my hair cut, and she was like, what's been going on? And I was like, oh, I've been thinking about learning how to tap dance, and she was like, dude, I tap dance. And like I love and I know a lot of people that tap dance. If you want a teacher, actually one of my clients is like a great tap teacher. So I started taking tap lessons and it was very serendipitous that I bailed on my other hair cutter of like 10 years. now I was like, okay, definitely not going back anymore. So yeah.
Oh,
Tap
that's so
dancing.
cool.
There's
Oh,
tap
I
dancing.
want to learn how to tap dance.
It's pretty fun. It's really hard, but
I
it's pretty
believe
fun.
that. I'm
Yeah.
not really coordinated, so I don't know how if I would be good at that, but the dream is there.
I think you can do, if you can run a marathon, you can do anything.
We will put that to the test. I'm gonna come
I
tap
think.
dance at your show.
Okay. Okay, great.
I'll learn before you come to Austin.
Perfect.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining me. This was so fun.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
No, I'm
I had
super
so much fun
excited.
too.
I'm pumped to see how this all turns out.
Me too.
That's all for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to share it with a friend. Matt's new album comes out later this year, and the music video for Cargo Pants is out now. Go stream it and give him a follow. Be sure to let me know what you thought about the live performance on the show. I thought it was super cool. Do you want to see more of these in the future? Let me know. Be sure to tune in next time because I'm joined by another new friend from across the pond. I've been really enjoying doing these interviews and I hope you enjoyed them too. Talk to you next time.